so this is a success story that the customer is a major gun manufacturer. They're using about 30,000 gallons a year of mineral oil, and they were already working with the off-site service, a vacuum dehydrator company, who they would accumulate about 2 months of oil in order to have enough volume to have that supplier come in and actually do this work for them to dehydrate it. What they did was they started back last spring and looked at the Driflex unit, and they said, well, we'd really like to recycle more oil. We're only recycling about a third of what we use right now. We think we can recycle more. And of course, we're worried about the time frame of us being able to control that recycling period. Plus, we're storing all of this oil that we don't necessarily want to. So basically, they purchased a 4 GPM system. They didn't even do any piloting. And so it was sold, and operation began very, very soon. They had a number of incidences. They were bringing oil in totes around the facility off of different machines. And they had many accidents where a tote might spill, and they would have the cleaning crew clean it up. Mop water would often get into these totes because they didn't have another alternative of where to dispose of it. So even though they had this small 4 GPM unit that would normally be running about 0.1% oil moisture, they were running all the way up 20 times that at 2% moisture with these mop water ingressions. So basically what we did is we looked at the oil's moisture content as well as its particulate load in order to document this story. And in that particulate load evaluation, we decided that they needed an off-skid additional pre-filtration step, which is a duplex housing with a product called Driflex. These are large OD 6.5 inch diameter cartridges. And originally, this unit, the 4 GPM unit, was sized to do this 0.1% removal of moisture on about 500 or 900 gallons every week. So they would be spending about 4 days dehydrating that batch size every week. Because they had these incidences, it might take them several extra days, but it never reached a saturation point. They never had a problem getting the oil down as dry as they could be achieved. So that was a really nice, straightforward success, but not nearly as nice as when they crunched the numbers. And basically, they did recycle in the past with dehydration 9,000 gallons a year. Now they've been able to do twice that, and this was done about 3 months into the operation. So they were already saving 11,000 gallons of new oil within the first 3 months. They used to pay about $27,000 a year to recycle that oil. Now they're paying $4,500 a year to process with the Driflex. So they're paying less than a quarter per gallon to clean up themselves. So that saved them another $23,000. They used to store for 2 months. Now they don't store at all. So they don't have that labor cost. We didn't even capture any of these periphery benefits. They used to waste about 11,000 gallons of oil. Now they're not wasting anything. So that is saving them $66,000. And the oil quality was always at risk with the alternate technology. Now it's not at risk at all. So they don't have any concerns about reusing it. So literally when we were at the plant a month or 2 ago, the purchasing people stopped me in the hall. They knew us, and this is a really large facility. So that was very impressive. Basically, to summarize it, their ROI was 3 months.
These were for you, what was the effects?
They doubled how much oil they were recycling. They saved over $66,000 in new oil costs. Now they're operating at less than $400 a month. And they used to pay $2,200 a month.
Wow.
So, I'm a very happy customer.
Yeah.
And that's our goal with all of our customers. I mean, really, we know the technology works. We've proven it in many, many applications. It's really about doing the analysis, listening to the customer's needs and desires, and then following through with the right recommendation. So that's really our goal. Anyone have any questions?
Do you do pilot projects?
We do,
Yes.
yes. Absolutely.
Just out of curiosity.
Talk waters into that.
Huh?
Talk waters into that.
Yeah, talking in.
Was that oil, was it cutting oil, or was it oil used in for lubrication within the machine, or both? Or?
It was both. It was mineral oil. Mhm. And they do a lot of very high-end precision cutting. There's a great deal of interface between the oil and all kinds of very minute cutting tools. Questions? Anyone?
Just one of your average systems. I mean, you have a cost off the top of your head, a mobile kidney loop system, assuming no pre-filter on a separate skid, but just a standard cost. And say one of your largest ones,
The 32? Do you know off the
I
top
think
of your head?
that's somewhere around 70.
Around $70,000 for the 32 GPM, which is the biggest,
okay.
and the 4 was about 20.
Okay, I saw you had 460 volt 3-phase hookup with it. What's your power requirements? I'm assuming that's just running your 3-phase motor
Yeah,
for the pump.
It's a
exactly, yeah, that's probably a 2.5 horse motor. Other than that, we draw one leg off to run PLC.
A couple 10, 20 amps or something like that.
right.
A lot of people hook them up just to weld on it, but
Right, that's what I'm looking at, we would need, most of our systems are already ready to sit this beside it and plug it in, other than
Mm-hmm.
temporary power, temporary connections. Well, I mean, if we can, for a start, be able to do, service there, we would have to put drivers in.
It depends which plant you're talking about. You definitely
Yeah,
drive
actually,
first.
Assume the works multiple surface area.
My theory is there, if we get a.
You're dealing with power plants. You gotta realize that.
Okay.